Last time I talked to you a little bit about culture and how actually it can define our conscience, because we will pick up the moral and ethical judgments of others in our culture, and from things that happen to us and around us and all of our life, and just the ways we have of doing things and the beliefs that we develop. And so we can see that it would be really important that, and we really want to have God cultivating us, God socializing with us to give us our conscience. In Deuteronomy 30, it says in verse, I could be on the right page. In Deuteronomy 30, verse 15, he tells us about two consciences that we can have and what they give us. And so one is, he says, I have set before you today life and good, death and evil. Okay, so right there, he's setting it in front of us right there. He's saying there is a conscience that's good and it gives you life, and there's a conscience that's evil that produces death. And so then he tells us a little bit more about it and how we have these. And so to have a good conscience, he's saying in verse 16, he's saying, love the Lord your God, walk in his ways, keep his words, his statutes, his judgments, that you may live and multiply. And then it tells us the opposite about now an evil conscience. So to have an evil conscience that produces death, you can see it right here. He says, if your heart turns away so that you do not hear, and are drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I announce to you today that you shall surely perish. So right there, you could see the death. You shall surely perish. And then you can see how it happens. The evil conscience has turned its heart away from God. It does not hear him anymore, and is drawn away. And he talks a little bit here about idols and other gods. And those are just things that literally are things God did not tell you, messages from somewhere else. The word for conscience actually means a co-thinking or a co-perception, actually. It is made up of two root words that mean to see and together. And so often in the Bible, when you're talking about that seeing, you're talking about understanding. So now you have to see that it means to co-understand or to understand together. So who are you understanding together with? You can see that this would be very important. Who you partner with to understand something. You want to be partnering with God in developing that conscience, because it gives you life, as we just read. If you are partnering with the evil conscience, then you are going to receive death. Because your heart has turned away, you don't hear. In 1 Timothy 4, verse 1 to 2, it basically is saying that lies and deceiving messages are the things that sear our conscience. And now when you think about searing, you sear meat. It sort of locks in the juices in the meat. It like sear, if you were to sear your hand with something, with a hot iron, like it says, you would lose feeling in that after the scar formed, right? And so this is causing you something, it's causing the skin to be insensitive. It's comparing that to your conscience. Now your conscience is insensitive to the truth, to God, to hearing him, because it's turned away from him. And you can also see here too that the conscience is in the heart, because it's the heart that turns away. And so there's something in your heart. These things come from your heart. And another thing I wanted to mention was, so in the developing of your conscience, God is doing something. He's speaking to you. and we know that he's going to speak the truth to us. He said that whoever is free, whoever the Son sets free is free indeed. And what is the Son setting free with? Well, it says the truth sets you free. And so he's going to tell us the truth, and it's going to wash away the lying, deceitful messages that have seared our heart, and we're going to be able to develop a good conscience toward him. And this is really good news, because we can literally just listen and learn to hear and believe. And so that's the good news for today.